I just want to give you a more detailed walkthrough of what it looks like when you are annotating the required readings for our class. So right now I am in the modules section of our course, and I got there by just clicking on the modules link on the left-hand side navigation menu. You can also click on the modules that I've linked to on the course homepage if you are navigating to a specific one. So make your way to Module 2, which is the very first module where you have required reading, and just click on one of the readings to show you what it looks like. So, as I said before in my orientation video, up here there will be a few questions that I will post to guide your readings or your reading of the assigned text. This was one of the things that is on my to-do list to put up there, but there will be questions up there shortly. So with this reading, and all of the readings will just pop right up in Canvas. Hypothesis is the tool that we're using to annotate the readings as a class, and it is actually integrated fully into Canvas right now. So that is so handy for us. Everything that you need is in Canvas. You do not have to go anywhere else to get your required readings. All of it is available right in the module. All right, so this is the first reading that pops up here. You have two components, right? So you have a PDF of the actual reading that you have to do, and then you have this sidebar that you can minimize or bring out. And this is the annotations window that is attached to Hypothesis. So how annotations work is when you're reading, and you can obviously minimize this so you can actually see the text. When you're reading, you take notes, right? So you highlight things that seem important, you write notes in the margins, you ask questions to yourself in the margins, you relate things to previous things that you've read or heard about in other classes. That's basically what reading annotations are in our class too. So when you're reading, you're going along, reading, and you figure that you want to highlight something and make a note. So all you do is put your cursor over where you want to highlight. You highlight the phrase, and then this little window will pop up that says either highlight or annotate. Click on annotate, and then you can just write an annotation. So whatever you're gonna write, this is a informal sort of test here. So after that annotation has been made, you would then post it. And you can see it. So everybody in our class can see all of the annotations that will come through these readings. So as more and more people read and add their own thoughts and opinions and questions, we'll have more and more highlights on the text and more comments in this sidebar. So it's really, really a great tool because we're basically reading the text together. Which is super handy, especially for some of these historical articles where it helps to have more than one set of eyes on them. There's a couple other tools that are associated with Hypothesis that I'll show you about really quick before I let you go. So say you are reading somebody else's annotation and you want to reply. You can click on this little, oops, sorry, that's not what I wanted. You can click on this little arrow, sorry about that, and you can reply. And then you can post it. So now you can see that there's a conversation started about this particular phrase that's been highlighted. So it's really cool. If for some reason when you're annotating or when you're reading and you are bothered by all of the stuff, all of the highlights and all of the text, you can hide it by clicking on this little eyeball. So if you toggle that eyeball off, that disappears all of the highlights. So you can read the text, without all of the extra stuff if that is bothersome to you. You can also, if you don't want to add a highlight, you can also add what's called a page note. So you can click that little paper right there and type in your comment. So this will not attach your comment to any specific phrase in the text. It will just attach it to the text itself as a document. That's another option if you feel like maybe the text is getting too crowded with everybody's annotations. You can add your page note. I will be able to see no matter what and give you credit for the annotations in either format. All right, so that is the sort of basics of how annotations will work. I've posted in our syllabus and in the lecture slides guidelines on what you need to do in your annotations to receive the full points each week. Essentially, it's thoughtfully engage with the readings, right? So make sure that you're noting something or commenting on something for about 2/3 of each article that's posted, and make sure that the comments are thorough and engaging and not just things that are like, a basic question mark or something like that. But I will answer any questions as they come up about this, and I hope this video is helpful as you get started on your annotations.